Being with any girl that Diddy's been with. Okay, now we're gonna get into this. And by the way, I pulled the full court documents for y'all. I gotta tell y'all where we are in society. Okay, I've told y'all that we're at a new place where a Me Too movement is finna start again. Basically, all the chicks that got their back blown out back in the day, back in the 90s, early 2000s, you know what I mean? If you only got a bunch, like if all you left the tour bus with was, you know what I mean, niggas using your tonsils as a speed bag, you know what I mean, a wet back and nothing else, you never got no money, never got no gifts. Every chick that's been fucking for free for years is now coming back and claim they either wasn't with it, they got taken advantage of, and even the people getting paid, they're claiming they ain't getting paid enough. So again, we're in this new phase, and the thing is, Diddy kicked it off. And the reason why Diddy was important to kick it off is because a lot of these other bitches gonna be lying. But the thing is, with the Cassie and Diddy thing, that shit kind of be sounding true. So after you start off with the truth, 1,000 lies usually don't matter afterwards. You know what I mean? You got to start out with one truthful story that people be like, word? Okay, I believe that. After that, people don't really care about the lies. So now we're in this era and we're seeing the witch hunt that is starting. Remember, I told y'all what's happening these days, and everybody's playing their cards. I'm telling you, like, yo, chat, I'm not even like exaggerating. I'm not even exaggerating. Everybody's playing their cards. Every girl that's been giving up that pussy and thinking that was their investment is now coming back to be like, yo, what's up? Where's my cut? They heard Diddy cut a check. They think everybody's cutting a check. All right. Now, I told y'all about the whole window that, you know, the quote unquote survivors of sexual assault and whatever, they could sue on a civil level in New York. Right. However, when it comes to California, and obviously New York is known for more of the music industry. When it comes to California is the whole Hollywood. Like, that's where all the shit's going on with, you know, especially with film. And by the way, from what I've heard, it's way more treacherous in Hollywood than it is in the music business. Yeah, you might get a cute girl that a nigga might, you know, do some Diddy shit on some shit like, yo, if you ain't sucking dick, your record ain't coming out. Yeah, that probably does happen, okay? I've seen artists, like, you know, start linking up with a aspiring artist, and all of a sudden you're like, you know, they got to start fucking or else you're not going to get that feature or whatever. Yeah, these things happen in the music industry. But what happens even more in Hollywood, it seems, is that you have these guys, right? They're not famous, or we know their names, but it's not like they're famous. But they have the power to put people in movies, greenlight shit. They could end your career. They could do whatever they want to do. You know what I mean? Obviously, notoriously, you know about some of these old white dudes that kind of control Hollywood in that type of sense. But it's also the actors as well. You know what I mean? You have people who have worked for the actors, been around the actors. You know what I mean? You got to realize, like, yo, like, come on. Like, half of these, like, acting niggas cheating on their wives and shit. You feel me? Except Will Smith. He might have been fucking a dude. I don't know what he was doing. But everybody else got their secrets. So now everybody's secrets is kind of coming up. And again, I keep telling y'all we're going to be focused on California and Hollywood a little bit, because that window of opportunity isn't over. It's open till 2026. But the Diddy shit has caught so much steam that we're looking to hear, and this is a sad thing about it, and I'm sorry for my long buildup. We're in a time that the Diddy shit, and this is why, you know what I mean, Diddy, you fucked it up for all of us, gang. Diddy, by being a weird, seemingly perverted motherfucker, has now given everybody, especially like the fans, y'all are saying, well, if Diddy's into that, everybody's into that. So everybody is now wanting to believe salacious lies, wanting to believe all type of things to make everybody who's famous seem like they're into some jerk off in the corner with the Jergens while you watch your girl get piped out by 30 niggas. That's not normal, at least for the people I know, okay? There are some weirdos, but Diddy has made people believe that more now. So it's like, if you hear Russell Wilson was like getting gay trains ran on him before every football game, you might be like, oh shit, that's true. You know why? Not only maybe you had that thought a little bit in your mind, now after you see the Diddy shit, you're like, anything is possible. Okay, cool. Now let's fast forward. And it's apparently the thing, and okay, let me say one more thing before we get to there. The phase we're in for all these women, and I'm not gonna say scallywags or anything derogative because there might be some truth that come within this influx of accusations. What all of them are doing right now, that's why you probably seen the lawsuits kind of chill up a little bit. They're all extorting. It's like, all right, bet. Give me 100,000, I shut the fuck up. Give me this, I ain't gonna say nothing. After they realize niggas ain't paying, the lawsuit will come. Okay? So, my man Kevin Hart just got basically shook down, but he got shook down. And by the way, he's notorious for getting shaken down. You know, obviously he's one of the highest grossing comedians of all time. You know, he's made a shit ton of money. Nigga used to sell out stadiums when doing comedy tour. He's a guy who's making probably on average at least 75 mil a year, right? Big baller. That's a guy with deep pockets. Also a guy who's so family friendly. You know what I mean? Like these days, this comedy special is all about like really like, hey, this is our like almost like perfect little family joke. You know what I mean? Like he's telling family jokes at this point. He needs to keep that good image. Like, you know, obviously, historically, if you know about Kevin Hart, let me go down a bit. Kevin Hart, he cheated on his wife back in the day. And then had like some people like extort him over some like a threesome that was like taped. That wasn't too good for his image. And I think somehow in some way he bounced back from that. He had an injury. He bounced back from that. It was looking really grim from him. Then there was some Oscar shit where they like took him up. Like he bounced back from that. So he's been doing pretty good with just keeping the boat afloat, keeping a good, hey, I'm good for all brands face going on. You got to remember the difference between him and like Cat Williams is Cat Williams is going to be on some shit like Cat Williams will say anything, right? So he's not that safe for like, you know what I mean? I could see this nigga in a Nickelodeon cartoon or not cartoon, but Nickelodeon movie. You know, him and The Rock, they're like, hey, the safe people in Hollywood, the safe black Negroes, you throw them in there, it will all be good. So he has to watch out for his public image. Okay. Now what happens? Checks start getting cut, and I'm telling you, Diddy fucked it up by paying too quick. So everybody who's associated with Kevin Hart or anybody else, I'm telling you, it's happened, okay? They're all looking around and saying, well, why didn't we get compensated more? Or maybe something that we know that we thought didn't matter could be now weaponized to use for some monetary gain. And this is where allegedly, well, not allegedly, his former assistant is now coming out. His former assistant is now coming out. And she did an interview with Tasha K. Apparently she signed an NDA. And she is over here just basically spilling it all. And I'm going to show some respect to Kevin Hart because I don't know if those allegations are true. Second of all, I keep telling y'all, if people keep going to the media before they go to the cops, something's wrong. If you're going to the media before the cops, something's wrong if somebody's doing something wrong. But these days, I don't even think with most of the stuff I read about Kevin Hart, it's not like he did nothing wrong. Seemed like people just want to expose his dirt, which I see my man, what's my boy's name? Stephen A. Smith say this recently. Like, he just blanketly said he just can't fuck with women who think that private affairs should be publicized and, you know, try to weaponize that. Like, you know what I mean? I agree with that too. Anyway, she's coming out and she did an interview with Tasha K. The problem is she signed an NDA. The NDA is supposedly worth $90,000, or she got paid an extra $90,000 or something like that before signing the NDA. So she should shut the fuck up. But now she's realizing we're in the era of fuck that $90,000. Maybe you could go get $9 million. She's over here trying to run her mouth. She did it on Tasha K's show. Tasha K then took the interview. And this is the scumminess of Tasha K. She took the interview, realized she's sitting on some shit where like that chick is exposing Kevin Hart. And she goes to Kevin Hart and say, hey, listen, I ain't gonna drop this fucking interview. But if I don't drop the interview, you got to give me some bread. How much bread? $250,000. So Tasha K tries to shake down, Kevin Hart. And I hate to make this a men and women thing because, you know, Tasha K, you know, even as scummy as she is and as a liar as she has been proven to be, at least when it comes to Cardi B, she's still part of the media. But at the end of the day, she's still a woman, okay? And I'm sorry to make this a woman thing, but it is. I can't see no other interviewer, not even Jason Lee, and he gay. I can't even see nobody be like, yo, give me $250,000 and I ain't gonna put this out. That's like flat out extortion. If you did an interview with anyone and you're trying to hold that interview against someone as ransom. That's kind of whack. You get what I mean? But again, even Tasha K, even though she not fucking these niggas, she gonna get her shit regardless. Anyway, I'm glad that, by the way, this is where we are now, and I'm gonna read the whole court document in a second. Kevin Hart did not pay, and I'm glad he didn't pay, because this is my new thinking. If you guilty on some Diddy shit, pay that fucking money, and you should have paid it before it went public. If you ain't guilty of some shit, or you ain't doing no weird shit, right? Bro, I'd rather you beat them to the punch, you tell the truth. Yeah, it might be embarrassing, but beat them to the punch, tell the truth, but never pay. Don't negotiate with terrorists and never negotiate with thoughts. You just can't. You feel me? You just cannot. So Kevin Hart suing is basically now putting into perspective that, listen, rather than getting extorted by these people, which, by the way, if Diddy wasn't guilty, Diddy should have sued Cassie before the shit went public. Yo, I'm suing her right now that we could put an injunction to any book or anything she happens to do in the future if he's completely innocent. But you know what that nigga was. Come on, right? Anyway, I do have the lawsuit. People. I do have the lawsuit. And by the way, yes, I'll give y'all a Cardi. I'll give y'all a Cardi update later. Relax. Like we're at topic hour. Just chill out for a bit. By the way, chat, you want to hear this? How this is funny? Chat. I keep telling you, everything I tell you, a lot of times I'm telling you with a hint of experience. You know, I'm not just saying shit. You feel me? Give me 1 second. Wait, here we go. Yeah, everything I tell y'all is usually with a hint of experience, and this is why I know we're in this type of realm. Chat, even I got like 3 scallywags trying to shake me down right now. I'm looking at them like, yo, y'all know who I am? Like, yo, I exposed myself before you exposed me. Hold on. I gotta show you this shakedown attempt. This is hilarious. Watch this, chat. This is why I like what Kevin Hart's doing. You can't let these scallywags win. Never negotiate with thoughts. Look at this one scallywag. So this is one scallywag. I cut their name out. But I guess it's Christmas time. There's no gifts under the tree. Ever since I done posted that, I hit like a $40,000 parlay. Yo, every bitch that I done hit in the last 15 years is bent out of shape. It's like, they're like, what? I can't get a gift card from you and you winning 40. I'm like, yo, you bet me I was rich. Anyway, watch this shit right here. This is a joint that I was dealing with for years. And this is, again, I'm on the smaller level. I'm not Kevin Hart, but I'm telling you, this is a wide phenomenon. Look at this shit right here. Hold on, wait. Is her name in there? No. Okay. Watch this. Chat, look at this. I'll just say one. What the fuck? Give me 1 second, chat. You gotta make sure I get the right shit for y'all. It's nothing bad, too. It's just how shameless people are, bro. Before y'all think it's something bad. It ain't nothing. Well, I look at it and laugh. Okay, here we go. Chat, this is how down bad they are these days. Look at this joint. Some random, I cut their name out. Call me. I'm like, what the fuck you call me on Instagram? Like, you don't got my number no more. You know, you old pussy, you don't even have my current phone number. Call me on Instagram. Yo, please take care of me. The bitch just sends a balance. Yo, what the fuck going on? Please take care of me. What are you talking about? Chat. By the way, the reason I'm also putting this out, because if this chick knew any dirt on me, it would be coming out, right? But there's no dirt. Anyway, she says, I need this paid ASAP. The bare minimum. Huh? Yo, chat. These bitches is looking at Cassie and think they're all getting the bag. They're looking at Cassie and say, everybody's getting a bag. I don't know. What is this? $1,100 for what? A moving charge? Bitch, you want me to go pay for your moving charge and you go fuck another nigga? Oh, hell no. Look what she says. This is the bare minimum. Bitch, what you mean the bare minimum? You can't tax me for pussy when I fucked you for free. Like, yo, it's like I fucked her for free back in the day, right? And now she's like, fuck. I ain't getting no money out of this shit. I'm gonna get it now. The fuck are you talking about? Anyway, look at this. This is the bare minimum act. Yo, chat, I'm sorry. I'm laughing at it. Look at this. Look at this. Now, I'm ignoring this shit. Here's the little lightweight threat that she tried to throw in there. This is the threat that every girl do before she realizes, if I can't get the money from you, I got to get it elsewhere. Look at the lightweight threat. Ready? Look. I need this paid ASAP, the bare minimum. Call. Please don't make me give out your address. It's come to this point. I was gonna hit her and say, bitch, I'll tweet the address out. My shit's on Google. You heard what Chris Brown said. Nigga, I ain't hiding. The fuck? Don't let me give your address out. Bitch, my shit on Google at this point, man. Get the fuck on out of here. Don't let me give out your address. It's come to this point. Hey. So anyway, if you hear me a little bit biased, because I know I have a lot of beautiful chat queens in the building, and y'all might be like, damn, Aku hurt you. Man, these bitches trying to shake me down too. One bitch asked for a computer. She can't get it. She mad. This bitch want her rent paid. She can't get it. She mad. These hoes want everything, man. Yo. And I'm telling y'all, I ain't the only one. If this is happening to me, and I'm telling you, it's been about 3 chicks in the last month. It's like they all looked around and be like, oh shit. Wait, niggas been cutting checks? Let me go get mine. So good. All right, anyway, this was a failed attempt. I'm going to give y'all an interesting story about this girl. I'm going to give an interesting story about her. By the way, funny enough, like, ain't all these bitches that be stripping claim they get like $10,000 a night? Like, she like a stripper or some shit like that. The fuck do you need me to pay your little moving bill? Anyway, I'm going to give you a quick story, but I'm going to tell you when I cut her off. Real talk. This is real talk. Real talk. This is no stupid shit. And this is what I keep saying, man. You see our little side joints? I got to play our role. Play our position. Don't jump and get out of hand. This chick I knew from how long ago? I knew her from I've known her for 4 years. Feel me? I've known her for 4 years. We've kicked it before. They're not from where I'm from. I've been to where they're from, not to go visit them, but I've been in town, kicked it, cool. This person's been in my house a bunch of times. Cool. Ain't been no problem. Sometimes she'll act a little, but nothing crazy. I'm going to tell you why I cut her off. I was in a situation where I'm on and off, right? With someone. Their shit was at my crib. Still. She comes through to my crib. And to me, I just thought this was the ultimate broke bitch shit. I couldn't fuck with it no more. So my main joint, I had bought some Louis Vuitton slides. She stole the shit. How you gonna steal the shit out of my own house? And admitted it, just telling the other chick, yeah, I stole your shit. I'm like, nah, this is some broke ass bitch shit, man. I gotta get out of here. So I cut her off from that. And yeah, that's the end of the story. I ain't gonna lie to you. I can't deal with a thief, man. I just can't deal with a thief. I can't deal with a thief. So she stole my other joints slides, and I was like, I'm good. How the fuck do you steal somebody's she was like, yo, it's Louis Vuitton? I gotta get that. Anyway, that's why I cut her off, and now she's begging for $1,000. Sorry. Go make up a lie. All right, cool. Let's get on to Kevin Hart, and we're gonna break this shit down because I got everything I need for it. See, chat, I like to give y'all a little bit of what's going on with me. Bro, I couldn't believe, I swear I was in denial. So I didn't even know, I don't pay attention to women's stuff. So the other person involved, they were like, yo, I think that girl stole my slides. I was like, nah, stop it. Ain't nobody stealing no fucking slides. Who the fuck stealing slides? It's yeah. She even hit me up that she stole my slides. I'm like, nah, you lying, motherfucker. Nigga, I checked the camera. This bitch is putting the slides in her suitcase, nigga. I couldn't believe it, nigga. I was befuddled. Anyway, that was a parting gift. Go sell the slides, man. Them slides was how much is it? Was a really, really nice Louis Vuitton one. Sell them shits, man. What the fuck? Fucking thief. All right. Here we are. So we got the Kevin Hart dossier here. Cool. I got the whole case It was filed in the Superior Court of California, Central District. This is Kevin Hart, and he's suing a few people. Number one, he's suing his assistant. He's suing Tasha K. And there's other people mentioned, but, it's going to be kind of in a roundabout way. Now, before I play that, let me play what was supposedly teased, right? So this was teased by Tasha K. Okay, here we go. So yeah, this was what was teased by Tasha K, right? So there's a whole long interview, but she put it behind a paywall on her website. But she put this up to be like, yo, there's a tell-all out. Y'all go to the website type shit, okay? I don't suggest you guys go do that, but this is what she put up in teasing.
The machine you worked for was the Harts.
Yes.
Kevin Hart.
Aniko Hart.
What made you reach out?
It is a time for Hollywood to hear this story, especially because a lot of people are locked in non-disclosures and they're not able to talk and protect themselves. Mm-hmm. But you have to protect the person you're working for. Where's your protection?
When did things start to turn up around there?
The extortionist. I'm listening to Mario on the radio in the morning. I almost crashed my car because I heard him say that Kevin's best friend, JT Jackson, had set him up.
In exchange for millions of dollars.
All the charges were dropped against JT, but they weren't dropped against Kevin.
They redug up, I guess, old LGBTQ jokes or something.
Correct.
That he was saying on Twitter, and they wanted him to apologize, and he said, fuck you.
Haley is his publicist, so she called me. She was just like, hey, Maisha, have you spoke to Kevin? I was like, no. I was like, Dave Becky just called me, his manager. Why? And then she was like, the whole Oscar thing, Kevin needs to say an apology. He's about to lose Nike.
The first scandal was with the first baby.
Correct.
The one in Vegas.
Yes.
So these other scandals.
It's another one in the office.
She pregnant again.
Correct. With her second baby.
And he's still leaving semen stains all over the couch at the Heartbeat studio.
Correct.
And showering and then going home.
Okay, so I'm breaking down this a little bit. Obviously, we're not going to get the full context here. We're going to read the lawsuit, but I don't have the full video to play, nor would I pay for it. Basically, she's alluding to Kevin Hart still cheating on his wife who was, I believe, has a second kid at this point, or I don't know if she's pregnant currently. Is she pregnant? Let me just do my fact checking. Aniko Hart, how many kids? I love Google. Yeah, okay. So this is when they had their second kid, which is Kyrie. How the fuck you say this name? Kyrie? I guess Kyrie, right? All right, cool. So the assistant is saying that she was still, Kevin Hart was cheating with somebody at their office. By the way, Kevin Hart runs Heartbeat Productions. That's like his production, arm that does his tours, that does, movies if they're independent, or does his stand-ups, and also like produces and does other stuff for him. Okay.
The first baby.
Correct.
The one in Vegas.
Yes.
So these other scandals.
It's another one in the office.
She pregnant again.
Correct. With her second baby.
And he's still leaving semen stains all over the couch at the Heartbeat studio.
Correct.
And showering and then going home
I told Aniko, Kevin is cheating on you with the girl.
What the fuck is... She should have got fired right then, man. Since when are the assistants snitching, the bodyguards snitching? God damn it, man. Niggas is paying y'all to shut the fuck up.
Over the couch at the Heartbeat studio.
Correct.
And showering and then going home
I told Aniko, Kevin is cheating on you with a girl named Mick Snorgan. She's his flight attendant. She's on his planes.
Does Kevin have a gambling problem or something?
His game is poker.
He gambled y'all money away and had to pay y'all half check?
Man, y'all better stop playing with that man. That man making $75 million a year, man. He ain't got no gambling. You think he got a gambling problem. That nigga's rich.
Yes, exactly. It was Leland. Leland was messing with our money. But I said, here she is.
Oh! She got it. She on vacation every day. When you see her bitches, all she do is post vacation pictures with no nigga beside her. The nigga taking the picture. He's like, nah, baby. Girl, I'm going to take the pictures for you as many angles as you want, but I can't, to ensure he don't go up in these motherfucking photos.
Right. Nico, I love you. I'm not going to speak bad on her.
Aniko's pretty.
Aniko's my girl.
I'm going to let the winos judge. I'm going to put up a side-by-side wife versus alleged side bitch.
Oh, word? Let me see that. Chat, let's break this down. chat. I see y'all saying, oh, I'm taking this, I'm taking that. Kevin Hart was like, I'm taking both. The fuck? That's what my boy was thinking. Why choose one? We can have both. You know what I love about Kevin Hart? Kevin Hart went on the Breakfast Club talking all that bullshit. My rib. He said, yo, she's my rib. Like, you can't do nothing without your rib. Man, y'all ever been to Dallas BBQs in motherfucking New York City, man? I love the ribs over there, bro. But every time you get ribs, you gotta come with a good side. Sometimes you get rice. Sometimes you get some, just some mashed potatoes. You definitely gotta have some, some cornbread on the side too. What's the problem? Nobody just eat ribs by themselves. Like, come on. We need some good sides. What's the problem?
Edge side bitch.
All right. Hey, anybody know her at name? Because we're gonna be on her Instagram. We need to break this further down. What's her Instagram? Let me know. Somebody said, of course you love them ribs, Zach. I ain't gonna lie, I do love them. Somebody said, Kevin got a type? What do you think his type is? I don't think these women are phenotypically that similar for you to say he has a type. Well, is his type bad bitches? What the fuck? Like the hell? How does these women look alike? Unless you're going to say women that seemingly, are lighter black women. What's his type? Somebody said this is the mac and cheese versus the ribs. Holy. If you eat too much ribs, now sometimes you're going to want that mac and cheese now. Somebody said they don't look alike. Somebody said they look the same. How do they look the same? Care Bear, how do they look the same? All right. Anyway. Okay. If y'all have the at name, please. Oh, shit. Y'all found that shit quicker than a motherfucker. Holy shit. Wait, what's the name? Connor Morgan? Y'all think my type is Latina? I've dated one Latina girl. Like, yo, y'all are wildin', man. Didn't they just... Oh, Connor Morgan. Oh, Connor Morgan. My bad. Here we go. Let's check it out, people. Ain't nothing worse than when somebody fuck up your side situation. God damn it. Oh, shit. Nigga, she's the flight attendant on the jet? I ain't gonna lie to you. Your wife is stupid as fuck if she let you get on a plane with this chick. What you think she finna serve up your husband? What the fuck you think she finna serve up your husband? What type of cocktails you think she finna... Come on, bro. Come the fuck on, bro. Like, come on. You let your husband get on a private jet with this chick right here? You ain't no fucking way. Wait, I thought they said she was a flight attendant. It said come to work with me. Nigga look like she's stocking shelves. What the fuck is this? Man, she always got her ass out. Holy, is this her? Oh, hell nah. Somebody got to pull Emiko to the side. You better never have the help looking like she could be a replacement. You tweaking. The help can't look like they could be a replacement. Look at this chick. Oh, hell no. Oh, man. Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Your husband saying he about to go to he gotta fly to Turks and Caicos to shoot a scene with The Rock, and he's taking a private jet, and she's the air hostess, and she's giving him one of them the massages I see on Instagram, the one where they be going all like this. Oh yeah, she's definitely fucking. It's all good, man. All right, cool. Does she have any pictures of the nigga on here? Nah, she ain't no fucking ear. Nigga, she posting regular ass, like, I need a sugar daddy pictures. This is what that look like. Any chick post pictures like this is like, I'm recruiting for a sugar daddy. Oh, hell no. She ain't no fucking air hostess. Nigga, you gotta show me her on a plane. Nigga. Boy, Kevin do got good taste still. Nigga, I ain't see one plane yet, nigga. I'm trying to see something where she's like, yo, fast. Oh, she is on the plane. Oh, my sweet Jesus. That's Kevin Hart's plane.
Fruits.
Yes. Yes.
I've seen him do it.
Yes. Yes. My boy Kevin, man. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, yes. Okay. Oh, what? Oh, shit. Oh. Nigga, when you board this plane, you gotta take your ring off, nigga. You about to join the Mile High Club. Holy. Oh, nah. Nah, that's some good shit. Nah, that's some good. Oh, she got hella plane pictures. This, damn, look like she even flying one of these bitches. God damn. Holy shit. Yo, Nico, like, come on, bro. The devil is powerful, man. The devil gonna make your man fuck this bitch, bro. Come on, dog. Like, you ain't no way you can have her being the fuck. I'm still waiting for a picture to see if I can see Kevin Hart. Damn, all her friends bad too? Treacherous. Treacherous. I wonder if she come a part of the package of the first, the private jet. Like you pay for the jet and her. She good money, man. She good money. Salute to Kevin Hart, man. He got great taste. All right. Let's get back to the, okay, so this is wife versus side chick. We got it. Okay. Now, let's get into the lawsuit. I know I've been delaying it for a little bit, but here's the lawsuit in question. All right. The complaint's for a few things. So number one is for civil extortion. And, I mean, shit, we could probably even Google some of these things. I mean, I know what extortion is, but I'm wondering what civil extortion is under the law in California. Because I think that's what's happening a lot. That's what's happening a lot in all these cases where people are saying, if you don't do this, well, this is going to come out. Or you need to do this. You know what I mean? So, again, I'm wondering if this is like, you know, and again, I'm telling you, it's not only Kevin Hart facing situations like this. Maybe we start seeing more lawsuits like this to beat people to the punch. Now, here's the thing about some of these lawsuits, too. Remember what we just seen about the whole Soulja Boy and Blueface lawsuit? Sometimes when you file a lawsuit, you got to almost confirm that maybe they're not lying about everything, which is already like a red flag. Like, for example, Soulja Boy's baby mama filed a lawsuit of defamation against Blueface, but basically had to admit in the lawsuit that she did fuck him. She just fucked him at a different time. We don't give a fuck when you fucked her or when he fucked her. Like, we just care that they fucked. So again, maybe we start seeing these lawsuits pop up more for people who are facing these, what they're calling extortion tactics behind closed doors. But maybe we don't, because in filing the lawsuit, you then have to address some of the claims, especially if you're saying it's defamatory, this and third, saying, hey, this is just a flat out lie. Or be like, hey, they would be privy to this information, and this is true, but that's not true. And then you're obviously clarifying and you're making assertions that certain things are true, which sometimes you don't even want to do at all. So maybe we don't see more of these, but we did see one with it. So let's go. Plaintiffs Kevin Hart, Hart Enterprises collectively hereby allege the following: that he's a comedian who's also the chief executive officers for Kevin Hart Enterprises and is authorized to act on the company's behalf. It's a California corporation. We could skip kind of past this. I just want to read about the defendant a little bit. Plaintiffs are informed and believe that based on thereon alleged at all times mentioned herein, the defendant, Misha Shakes, will be known as Shakes, was and is an individual residing and doing business in LA County, California, beginning and around August 8th, 2017, and continuing to October 22nd, 2020. So basically, she no longer works, or we would imagine no longer works for Kevin Hart. She was employed by Heartbeat Productions. Remember I told you about that? A KHE predecessor entity in various capacities. So clearly, Heartbeat Productions got either enveloped or was renamed to Kevin Hart Enterprises. That's why you're seeing Kevin Hart Enterprises instead of Heartbeat Productions, as I mentioned before, right? Most recently so her last job was Kevin Hart personal assistant. Plaintiffs are informed and believe that based on thereon alleged that all times mentioned herein, the defendant, Latasha Transrena, what the fuck? Kibe was an individual residing in the states of Georgia and Florida who regularly transacts business in the state of California and the county of Los Angeles, including in connection with the matters at issue herein. Plaintiffs are informed and believe, and based on their own allegations, that at all time mentioned here, defendant Kebby Studios is a Georgia limited liability company, which regularly, all right, cool, let me just move on. Plaintiffs believe that blah, blah, they operate a website. I get it. We get it. Let's get to the good shit. Okay. All right, here we go. Plaintiffs are unaware of the true names and capacities of the defendants herein under fictitious name, those 1 to 20. Okay, all right. So they're saying there's kind of more people that are kind of privy to some of the things that are being said or whatever the case is. Cool. All right. Here we go. Jurisdiction and venue are proper in LA Superior Court because the defendant reside in and can be found in or transact business in LA County. The defendant's wrongful acts were committed in LA County. The amount in controversy in this action exceeds $25,000. So usually what happens is you do small claims court for usually anything under like $2,500 or like $5,000, and then as the money that you would normally want to get compensated, or as the money that is involved in the lawsuit goes up, you got to go to a different court, which they're at the highest court, which is Superior Court, which means you could probably get whatever money you want. Here we go. Let's keep it going. During the course of her employment, she served as a personal assistant. In said capacity, she was privy to certain confidential business and personal information regarding Hart, his family, friends, and associate, various Heartbeat personnel and employees at other Hart-affiliated companies. As a result, Shakes appeared to be in a position to disseminate or confirm allegations about those persons and entities regardless of their truth or falsity. Now, that's kind of interesting, and it's a really delicate way how his lawyers are putting it in there, because they're not doing what Soulja Boy's baby mama's lawyer did, right? Which they confirmed that Blueface fucked. Kevin Hart's lawyers are saying, hey, we ain't really going to say if the shit was true or not. We're saying it could be true, could be false, right? I kind of read through this before. They don't really confirm anything. And by the way, there's heavy accusations being made. They're saying Kevin Hart's cheating. They're saying that there was some other stuff with some other sexual impropriety, which led to maybe all type of stuff, right? By the way, Kevin Hart's lawyer did not confirm any of those. Right? It basically just said these information should have never been disseminated in the first place. Who gives a fuck if it's true or it's real? Right? All right. Upon Shakes entering her employment with Heartbeat, Shakes and Heartbeat entered into a certain confidentiality agreement dated August 8th, 2017. Now, this is very smart on behalf of Kevin Hart. He basically gets a confidentiality agreement, which, by the way, a lot of companies have. I remember I think even to this day, confidentiality agreement or NDA, or sometimes both, is going to protect the company. When Complex moved into the new building, even because I wasn't quote unquote technically a permanent employee, every time we went in the building, we had to sign one. You know what I mean? So every time you went up in the motherfucking building, anytime you brought a guest, had to sign one. You know what I mean? So, some of these things are kind of normal. Like, hey, listen, whatever the fuck you see here, bro, including company trade secrets, including improprietary or any shit you see, shut the fuck up about, right? The confidential agreement defined as confidential information, define confidential information to include the following: matters concerning the business operations, business, ideas, know-hows, techniques, methodologies, I can't speak, methodologies, and business relationship of any protected parties. With protected parties defined. All right, cool. Let's keep moving. All right. So it basically provides that she agrees that she should not directly or indirectly, verbally or otherwise, publish, disseminate, or disclose, or cause to be published, disseminate, or disclose anything in this agreement. Now, again, kind of keeping you guys up to date on what we've been talking about the last, few, pretty much almost like months, is that a confidentiality agreement, an NDA, almost becomes voided if there is criminal activity happening that you're communicating with the police about, right? Again, your confidentiality agreement or NDA can't stop somebody from reporting a crime. Now, many criminal reports or complaints are public, right? That's one way to get it out there, but that's involving the police. From what we know, this woman ain't involved in the police. This woman is just chatting, okay? She probably got paid a little bag from Tasha K and just start running her mouth. Okay. On or about 2020, they entered into a non-disclosure agreement, which you could tell this was a partner agreement. This is probably part of a severance package. So she worked till 2020, so she was leaving the company. So I guess they made her sign a mutual release and non-disclosure agreement, which probably said, hey, listen, we'll give you $30,000 for 3 years, right? Which is $90,000 for you to shut the fuck up about whatever. And maybe they listed a few things in there, like, specific incidents to make sure they really cross their T's and dot their I's. But they paid her 90 fucking grand to shut the fuck up, okay? By the way, it's also interesting to note that this NDA, the 3 years after it that she was getting paid per year, it has since expired because it would expire October 22nd, 2023, which means she ain't getting $30,000 a year no more. And again, this is where some of the scumminess and some of, as much as, I'm never going to be defending some nigga who doing some Diddy shit, blowing up cars, like, some have 50 niggas come fuck your girl type shit. But we also do have to realize that not everybody who's coming out to say some shit is coming out because, they're victims. And some of these motherfuckers just want to check, right? Like, this motherfucker stopped getting their $30,000 this year. Same shit. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Same shit with that bitch who just hit me up, right? Christmas tree. There ain't nothing under the Christmas tree. Shit looking kind of dry. You know what she does? Yo, I need some money. You know what this chick is probably saying? Oh, I don't get $30,000 this year again? Fuck it. Let me just start spilling the beans. So that's kind of, if you ask me, what's happening. But we're going to keep going. The NDA defines as confidential. The NDA defines as confidential information. So this is a new confidential information. So basically, she signed two of these. One when she first started, one when she's leaving. Private and confidential information which is not generally known to the public or readily ascertainable by proper means by others and is subject to the reasonable efforts to maintain its secrecy pertaining to any of the following protected parties. Kevin Hart, his affiliated companies. Okay, K Hart Enterprise, KG, blah, 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 blah. Kevin Hart family members, okay, which includes Eniko Hart, his kids, right? Past, present, and future, okay, which means even if there's a kid that get born, which I believe maybe the Kyrie was born after this, yes, is protective of that child as well. And their affiliated entities, including their officers, directors, and executives, which pretty much is kind of like a broad NDA, which is a good one. Seems pretty good, right? Like, hey, listen, don't talk about me, my family, anything my family got going on, our business. Don't talk about what you've seen with us. You ain't see shit, okay? Neither are companies, nor companies you may start in the future. Shut the fuck up. You got $90,000 for it. The NDA provides that Shake shall not directly or indirectly disclose, exploit, or disseminate confidential information to any person or entity, including but not limited to friends, family members, journalists. This is pretty clear. Journalists, tabloids, television or radio programs, websites or internet social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, etc. All collective third parties or threaten to do so. See, this is another important point. You cannot even threaten to do so, which I think that's the leverage that sometimes these people will try to use to get whatever money or whatever they need before it gets out there, right? Shakes, therefore, had the duty to preserve the confidential information, both as defined as in the confidential agreement and in the NDA, okay, as confidential. So basically, she signed two damn agreements, one before when she just started, one after she's leaving. Yeah, okay. The NDA included an attorney's fee clause providing as follows. In any proceeding arising out of or related to the agreement or its enforcement, the prevailing party shall be entitled to recover all of his or her reasonable attorney fees, costs, and expenses incurred. In and around November 23rd, she conducted an interview, with Shakes, wherein Shakes made various statements regarding Hart, his family, and Heartbeat personnel and / or employees of other Hart affiliate entities. Notwithstanding the truth nor falsity. By the way, I really like how this lawyers were in this shit. Nigga, we ain't tell you nothing is true, nothing is false. Even though sometimes the filing of this kind of gives the tint that she was telling the truth, but who gives a fuck about that? The lawyers are lawyering right now. I ain't gonna lie. Shakes would only have knowledge regarding such subjects as a result of her employment with Hart and Heartbeat. Such information necessarily would have constituted confidential information as defined by the NDA, such as information regarding alleged personal relationships affecting the employment status of personnel at Hart-affiliated companies, and subjects such as Hart interactions with his family member. Okay, I know this might be boring y'all a little bit. I'm just trying to get to the meat and potatoes, and then we're going to go to another clip. Okay? The interview also included false and defamatory statements regarding Hart and certain legal disputes in which he had been involved. During the interview, Kibi asked Shakes whether she was subject to any non-disclosure agreement, which would have prohibited her from disclosing this type of information that was the subject of the interview. She acknowledged that she and the plaintiffs were, in fact, party to an NDA, but claimed that the agreement had unspecified loopholes that apparently contended would enable her to escape the consequences of her brazenly violating her promises to plaintiffs and the NDA and confidentiality agreement terms. By the way, I could already tell Kevin Hart is going to have this little PA PA not in, personal assistant. There's a different type of PA that usually works in movie sets. Anyway, he's going to have this personal assistant broke as fuck. Ain't no way. Like, you're going against Kevin Hart. All his lawyers, they probably had an ironclad NDA. Now you're over here wagging a finger in their face saying, I could break this shit. I could talk about anything I want. I don't even know if she consulted with a lawyer before, or to be honest, like, why would you even sit down and do an interview with a woman like Tasha K, who's probably going to get you in legal problems because she don't give a fuck about legal problems her damn self, because technically on paper she broke? Jesus Christ. Anyway, it says, cool. In or around November 23rd, an unidentified individual telephoned a Hart representative stating that he was an individual affiliated with Kibi, and that Kibi had conducted, by the way, Kibi is Tasha K, conducted the interview with Shakes, and the interview included information and allegations that Kibi representative claimed would be damaging to his reputation. The individual stated that Kibi would publish an interview unless Hart paid a ransom. Jesus Christ, a ransom of $250,000. On around November 17th, Kibi posted a teaser for the interview on YouTube. And this was the teaser, which I believe we just watched. Oh, actually, no. This is the live going into the teaser.
Listen. Hey, come on in here. Come on. Every time I get drunk, right, or tipsy, my eyes be like this. I'm like, hey. Look, every time, I was just telling her, I'm waiting on y'all to get in here. Every time I get tipsy or I get some juicy ass wine, okay, I be like, hey, I be looking drunk and stuff. But when I'm sober, I be like, hey. So guess what, y'all? The assistants are assisting. I need you to write in the chat real quick because I got another bombshell. The assistants are assisting this week, okay? So you know we done spoke to Will Smith's assistant.
By the way, I'm gonna be honest with you. You know what I'm kind of getting shocked by? That all these companies who are gaining lawsuits against Tasha K, and you know at least one we know successful, that YouTube either isn't involved as a co-defendant, or they aren't being queried at this point to say, hey, listen, fuck demonetization. You got somebody on your platform that literally is now putting y'all as a platform in jeopardy of being in lawsuits where she's clearly accused of either lying or defaming people or doing things that are just flat out criminal.
And that interview will actually be dropping tonight on YouTube. Ooh. Yeah, bet you didn't see that coming, okay? But the assistants have been assistants, and Brother Bilal, Will Smith's friend of 40 years and assistant and stuff, to him and Dwayne Martin, have really been pushing the assistants out of their cubicles, let me tell you. Because we got another assistant here. Let me tell you. Baby, whose assistant? Say hey.
Hello.
Whose assistant were you?
Kevin Hart.
Oh!
Does anyone know the assistant's Instagram name? I want to see how she's like carrying this. Her name is Misha Shakes, right? Maisha Shakes, I'm sorry. Just give me a second. Let me look that up. Maisha Shakes. Does she have an Instagram? This might be her, right? No. She has a YouTube channel. Is this her? Is this her? Oh, she did. Proof I worked as an executive assistant to Kevin Hart. Chat. And again, if my biasness, if I got a little bias, y'all can call me out because I'm trying to be fair. But I'm always weary of women who already got stories about other niggas already. Look, I never even seen this page. Look, Ron Artest, my side of the story. This is one of them story time hoes, man. Like, come the fuck on. What the hell happened with her and Ron Artest now? Let me hear. By the way, we're shifting gears real quick to figure out. By the way, she put this out a year ago. She says, what happened between me and Ron Artest? Me and the Ron Artest lie, his nephew was beating me.
Anyways, guys, so I'm back. Just to continue the story because I literally have to realize and, I have to pretty much be careful for what I say, but I don't give a fuck. So, he gets out, he's basically doing the same shit. He was crying all this other bullshit. And I ended up getting him this car in my name, which was the biggest fucking mistake that I've ever made. Ladies, don't get no fucking car, no phone, no nothing else, nothing at all. And no guy's name. It's a fucking mistake. If the guy ain't got no money or the credit for it, oh well, he's fucking shit out of luck. Because don't do that shit. I did it and messed with my fucking credit for a while, but just don't do that shit. Don't be me. But anyways, back to the story. So, I'm getting beat, but prior to me having my baby, Ron Artest's girlfriend, Maya Standiford, she threw my baby shower for me. She was nice enough to throw my baby shower. It was at the Legacy, which was an apartment building that Ron Artest used to stay in at the time. So they threw my baby shower there. And, it was a great time. I was appreciative for that. I spent the holidays here. But I go, hey, I'm constantly being hit on by Daquan and something needs to happen. And she goes, oh, do you want me to show you how to keep him? And I was like, no, because I'm pretty much done. And I just don't know what to do at this point because everybody in the family is wanting me to stay with him. But, I'm constantly getting hit and I don't know what to do. So anyways, we have a great time, have a great New Year's, yada, yada, whatever. Forward to the time. So I reached out to Isaiah, who is basically Daquan's lawyer now, because that's his uncle. Isaiah Artest is Ron Artest's brother, who's now a lawyer for Daquan. I reached out to him at that time and I was like, hey, Daquan's beating me. I need somebody to do something about this because I told Sarah no one's doing anything, so I need to figure
Why don't you just go to the cops?
this out because I don't want to tell my family. Anyways, he bypasses the conversation. And then, so I go to Ron's brother, Daniel. I think his name is Daniel Artest. So I go to him, I was like, hey, Daniel. Daniel was living in New York at the time. He probably still does. And he was going back and forth from LA to New York. But that time where I was speaking to him, he was in LA.
Tweaker vibes?
I was trying to do, I don't know if I was trying to stay, work this out. I don't know what the fuck. But I do know that I reached out to Ron and I was like, hey, Ron, I know that out of everyone, out of all your brothers, I went to Daniel, I went to Isaiah, and I went to Sarah. Now I'm coming to you because, I went to Maya, yada, yada, whatever. And now I'm coming to you because I know that you're a mentor for Daquan, and I just want to let you know that he's beating on me. Like, he's hitting me, and this is the problem. And I was like, it's getting worse now that our daughter is born. So I just need something to be done about this. But Ron basically told me that he couldn't do nothing. Like, Daquan's a grown man. He's not doing shit about it. So anyways, you know, shit fucking escalated out of hand. And one thing that I can say that, you know, Daquan would do his shit in front of my family and at my house, just after the damn, so, you know, I'll get to that. And, you know, any of you women that, or even fathers who are struggling with your child having an issue with, I would highly recommend that you get help.
All right, I won't comment too much on this case. I don't know if she would. Maybe she was with the nigga that was beating her ass. But interesting. Okay. By the way, a year ago, Kevin Hart Part 2. Remember, this is a year ago. Let me see what she says.
Oh, wait, let me rewind this shit back. Before I completely go, I forgot to tell y'all. Kevin had called me super pissed off. And anyways, he was like, you will never come back to Heartbeat. Basically, you will never have a job here. You won't ever get a job in a production industry ever again. I will make sure that your name will be tarnished in Hollywood. Saying all this bullshit. But hey, tarnish my name, I tarnish yours. So fuck you.
Guilty, y'all. Guilty. Scorn woman syndrome, chat. Jade, her. Anytime I hear somebody says, you do something to me, I'm going to make you look bad, I'm sorry. Anything you say after that, I have to look at it through a lens of, you're fucking lying. Guilty. Yo, somebody send this over to Kevin Lawyer.
Tarnish my name, I tarnish yours. So fuck you. Oh, anyways, that's all I gotta say. Doing this for myself. But you know, a lot of shit is coming back to me now that my head is getting back together. And I do remember shit. Like, I remember when you fucking called me and you told me that, you know, I won't be able to make it again in Hollywood. So, you know, if I don't, maybe you won't either. But whatever. It is what it is. And, you know, I'm remembering shit now. You was never gonna fucking help me. You only tried to do what you had to do to save your name. So you were never gonna fucking help me. If you were, you would have. And I don't fucking care. That's it. Bye, y'all. Bye. No, I'm just joking. I hope all of you guys have a great day. I just had to get that out because I know one day he will see this video. Well, but I'm not gonna send it to him. I want the world to see. Bye, y'all.
Sounds like a disgruntled employee. This is her proof that she worked for him as a personal assistant. Wow. It says Kevin Hart Part 2. I wonder if it's a Part 1. Let me try to figure this out, chat. Maisha shakes Kevin Hart. Oh, she had a bunch of shorts. Here we go.
Hey, Ma, how long have I been in my fucking office?
The whole time.
Hey, Ma, how long have I been in my fucking office?
The whole time.
Oh, there's another page.
Best way to motivate the team is to show them what happens when you work hard.
This is so disgusting to me because she's his personal assistant the nigga's in his office. He's making content. She's recording these videos with malicious intent, thinking she's gonna use it at some other point. Let me see what else.
Guys.
All right, okay. We kind of know what type of women we're dealing with. Cool. Let's keep it going, though. We're back to the lawsuit. Okay. So that video, which is this.
My heart beat fast. My heart beat fast, Lord Jesus. Oh, my God. Listen. Heartbeat Studios. I'm sorry. And I hate to do this to them, too. Listen. I was just down there at the Earthquake show. And Heartbeat Studios, a nice studio. And I get it. They were very hospitable. They got Cheesecake Factory for me.
Oh.
You know, they invited me on Cyrus XM radio. You know, gave me a platform. But, you know, fortunately, I have nobody over there at Heartbeat is paying my salary, okay? And hers either.
Nope.
And when you don't pay, we have to get money by any means necessary.
Yo, this chick thinks she's the Malcolm X of extortion. When you don't pay me, we got to get the money by any means necessary. What's wrong with this chick?
Nobody over there at Heartbeat is paying my salary, okay? And hers either.
Nope.
And when you don't pay, we have to get money by any means necessary. So the assistants are assisting, okay? They are assisting us in all types of wine, hors d'oeuvres, things like that, okay? So we've been here for 2 months. I'm sorry. Look, y'all, I'm reading too much. We've been here for 2 hours, unwinding every damn thing down there at the Heartbeat Studio. And let me tell you, your heart gonna motherfucking drop, bitch. Your heart gonna motherfucking drop, okay? So listen.
I spilled the tea.
Wine, okay? So stay tuned. We don't know when we're going to drop it, but tonight, for those of y'all that didn't get a chance to see Brother Bilal's story involving Will Smith, and extend our trip here. But I'm like, we already talked about that shit. I've been told you. I was the only blogger out here telling y'all he was beating the shit out of Cassie. So don't worry, we gonna unwind. We gonna unwind. We got a lot of wine for y'all, okay? And so I love y'all. Please head on over to YouTube, all right, to check it out if you haven't.
Okay. Now, I predict that portion where she says, if we don't get paid, we won't have to get it by any means necessary. That seemed like a very interesting. Oh, actually, never mind. It's here. She posted this video with Shakes where she touted the supposedly salacious and damaging nature of the interview. The teaser video clearly was intended as a threat, I agree, to Hart, that the more detailed interview would be published if the ransom was not paid. The teaser included a statement from Kibi at the 206 mark of the video, specifically warning that when you don't pay, we have to get money by any means necessary. Jesus Christ, that's going to play amazing in court. Hart and his representatives contacted the police and did not pay the ransom that that's what I'm talking about. Hey, normalize when these scallywags are trying to extort you. Call the cops. I'm sorry. Call the police. You got to put a police report in, brother. Hart and his representative contacted the police and did not pay the ransom that Kibi was demanding. On or around November 22nd, 2023, Hart's attorney, Dante Mills, wrote to Kibi demanding that she cease and desist all of her legally impermissible actions towards Hart and that she refrain from publishing the interview. A true and correct copy of the cease and desist is attached here to as Exhibit C. In that cease and desist communication, Mr. Mills specifically advised Kibi that Hart had contacted law enforcement about her threats. The cease and desist letter also advised Kibi that Hart and Shakes were parties to the NDA, and Shakes' participation in interview was a violation of the NDA, and that Kibi's publication of the interview would constitute intentional interference with contractual relations in addition to various other criminal and tortious conduct that Kibi had engaged in up until that point. On December 22nd, which is, 6 days ago, Kibi advised Hart representatives that she would in fact be publishing the interview. That evening at approximately 6 p.m. PST, she published the interview to her website, TashaKLive.com, specifically at the link, blah, 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 charging users $12 per month subscription fee in order to access and view the interview. Wow. Okay. All right. Let's get to just a few more. Let me see. I'm just trying to figure out if we can get any details. They don't really mention the details of the interview, so you would really have to watch the interview to really see it. The actions of... Let me see. Okay, here we go. Plaintiffs hereby incorporate the reference paragraphs 1 through 45, inclusive as if fully set forth herein. In the interview, the defendants disclosed purported private facts regarding Hart, his family members, Heartbeat employees, and or personnel at the Hart-affiliated companies. The interview was published on this site. Some of the matters she purported to disclose suggested private facts, including but not limited to statements regarding personal relationships, obviously the cheating, affecting the employment status of personnel at Hart-affiliated companies, and interactions among Hart and his family members. The publication of such facts will be offensive and objectionable to the reasonable person. The purported private facts published during the interview are not of legitimate public concern, which means you're breaking the NDA. You're revealing private shit. The defendant's actions in publishing private facts regarding plaintiffs were done with oppression, fraud, and malice with the intention of depriving plaintiff of their personal liberty, property, and legal rights, and otherwise causing injury, and such actions were despicable conduct that subjected plaintiffs to unjust hardships and in conscious disregard of the plaintiff's rights, such that the plaintiff are entitled to recover punitive and exemplary damages in addition to all actual and statutory damage to which plaintiffs... Okay, this is cute. All right, so this is what they want. Therefore, plaintiffs pray for a judgment against the defendants as follows: as the first class of extortion for general damages according to the proof in excess of jurisdictional minimum for this court. So basically, they're asking for any amount that the judge would probably deem necessary for them. But obviously, I think the minimum for this is like 20. I think everything is like $25,000 each count. I think for compensatory damages according to proof, and for punitive damages according allowed by law. Second cause of action, breach of contract. They want the $90,000 back, which I think they should get. For attorney's fees, which I think that Kevin Hart's going to spend a couple of $100,000 on this lawsuit because shit, it's a huge thing. Okay, it basically it's whatever is deemed necessary by the court, but they did specifically ask back for the $90,000 because they paid her the $90,000. Shut the fuck up, and she's still talking. All right. We're going to see the NDA also here. This is the NDA she actually signed. So this is the, well, it's either a confidential agreement. I think this is a confidentiality agreement. Okay, so this one was the one she signed before she started, right? I mean, shit, this is in 4K. This is in clear as fucking day. Clear as fucking day. The shit was even signed on DocuSign, my nigga. Like, god damn it. I don't know if y'all use DocuSign for like y'all personal business affairs, like shit. I mean, DocuSign has a chain of like, you know, not command, but it has a chain of who has the document, who signs it, IP addresses, people making a personal statement saying that it's them signing. Yeah. Okay, so she signs here. Cool. Signs here. Or actually, no, well, this might just only been signed on behalf of Heartbeat because this is the DocuSign thing right here. So on DocuSign, it's signed by Heartbeat Production. Maybe not hers. Okay, and then this is the release. So this is the second one that she signed after she's like getting let go. Parties agreed to the follows in consideration for Hart arranging to provide health insurance for Shakes for a period of 36 months. Damn, he's kind of good. So he gave her 3 months health insurance, a severance payment of $30,000 per year for 3 years, right? and other good and valuable consideration, including but not limited to the mutual release of claims, the receipt and sufficiency of which are hereby acknowledged, which then we get the private confidentiality agreement. Okay. Permitted disclosure, responding to subpoena, may disclose confidential information in confidence and pursuant to legal privilege to her attorneys as required for the rendition of their professional services or as is otherwise required by law. So basically, even this agrees that if the cops ever asked her, like, yo, did you see Kevin Hart kill this nigga, then she's even legally allowed via the NDA to tell the truth, right? Or disclose information to the law enforcement, but that's it. She's compelled to if she's compelled to disclose confidential information pursuant to a valid legal process, example subpoena, she shall provide Kevin Hart with a reasonable advance written notice to this agreement notice provision, and she shall not volunteer to disclose those information. So that's if, like, say a woman is suing Kevin Hart for something, and they subpoenaed his personal assistant or former personal assistant, as long as she gave written notice that, hey, she's being compelled by the court via subpoena to testify or speak on certain shit, she'd be fine. But again, none of that matters because what she was doing is considered chatting, okay? Yapping, that's it. Ain't no, like, she clearly did this for a check, and this is a cease and desist. This was sent to Tasha K. Oh, they even mentioned the threat in here. As you are no doubt aware, recently someone on Mr. Hart's team was contacted by an unknown individual. Ooh, this might be sticky, because if y'all claim it's an unknown individual in the cease and desist, oh, y'all don't say it's Maisha or whatever, right? Or y'all don't say it's Tasha K, which I think that might be their workaround to be like, well, you don't know if we contacted y'all, right? Who indicated that he was never mind, it says the unknown person said they were affiliated, but still, like, there's no proof if the person's unknown, right? This individual working at your direction stated that you will publish a story on social media that you contend will be damaging to Mr. Hart's reputation unless he pays $250,000. This, of course, constitutes extortion under Penal Code Section 518, blah, 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 and gives rise to both criminal and civil liability against you and anyone involved in your efforts to extort Mr. Hart. California's extortion law prohibits you to obtain consideration from another through wrongful use of force and fear. Your effort to extract payment from Mr. Hart by threatening exposure of information supposedly harmful to him is a textbook example. We have thus contacted the police and will be following up with law enforcement as we deem appropriate. We understand the story to be an interview with Mr. Hart's former assistant, Maisha Shakes, that supposedly includes scandalous assertions against him. We note that Ms. Shakes has a documented history with law enforcement in matters involving other high-profile individuals. In advance of your threatened publication story, you've posted a teaser with Ms. Shakes on YouTube, which clearly was intended as a threat, sending a message to Mr. Hart's team that the more detailed story would be published, and only if the ransom is paid. Your statement at approximately 206 mark of the teaser video, that when you don't pay, we get money by any means necessary, is particularly damning and leaves no ambiguity that criminal extortion was your intent. In addition to liability arising from such criminal conduct, the threatened activity would constitute a violation of a non-disclosure agreement. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Cool. Oh, shit. They start violating her, too. For instance, we're aware of the fact that you have an established history of posting defamatory and otherwise improper content regarding celebrities and other high-profile individuals. For instance, most recently you were found liable for civil damages exceeding $3 million in a defamation lawsuit by the musician Cardi B. You and your accomplices' actions with respect to Ms. Hart are more of the same. In addition to be flatly criminal as set up forth above, your educated history of such misconduct is further evidence of your intent in this case, leaving no doubt to your liability here. We also are aware that you have recently filed for bankruptcy protection. You should be advised that under Bankruptcy Code Section 523, debt occurred as a result of a debtor's willful or malicious injury to a creditor. Here, Mr. Hart is not subject to discharge. You will thus not be able to evade any liability for monetary damages to Mr. Hart that you incur as a result of the misconduct described herein. In light of the foregoing issues, we demand that you immediately cease and desist all activity and public statements relating the story and refrain from blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. So clearly that didn't work. It's a pretty good letter, though. My boy Dante Mills. I ain't gonna lie to you. Anytime I see a good lawyer, I take down that name because I might need to sue a nigga soon. You feel me? You know what I mean? Let me write that nigga name now. Okay. Cool. Dante Esquire. Where's his law firm at? Mills and Edwards. Bet. Mills and Edwards. Yeah, it's two black brothers. My boy. Yeah, it's two black brothers in this shit. Here they go. He's the founding partner. Firm overview. Mr. Stand on business, man. I respect it. Yeah, okay. All right, anyway. Tasha K, she's on a permanent crash out mission. It's, I would have sued Tasha K before for some of the statements she made against me. Me and Vlad, we talked about, he was about to sue her as well. But then it also becomes a situation where it's like, and I think this is where a lot of people are. Obviously, you have Kevin Hart, who's in a unique position where he has a shit ton of money, just way more than say me or Vlad. Like, essentially, you could probably spend $200,000, $300,000. Like Cardi B allegedly may have spent $1 million for lawsuit against Tasha K. And here's the thing. In these lawsuits, when you win it, you're not only going to get paid for whatever damages there are, your attorney fees also should be repaid. But everybody's in line to get a check from Tasha K. So you sue Tasha K right now and you win. Cardi B's there with her hand out like, I need my $4 million. So you think Tasha K gonna pay $4 million and pay you and then pay 5 other people in line and pay you? So it becomes a situation where she knows that this bankruptcy thing is kind of like a little bit protecting her and she got nothing more to lose. So she's spitting out all type of whatever type of content. The only thing I think people haven't done yet is start querying YouTube to say, yo, what the fuck you got going on here, bro? Like, you have a partner or you have someone on your website who is habitually doing things that are getting themselves sued, that they're being found liable for, and that'd be the thing. Anyway, cool. Let me just read a couple of y'all donations. Sorry, that took a while. Now, before I even get to that, I'll wrap this whole thing up by saying, do I think that Kevin Hart, what do I think is going to happen? I think Kevin Hart is going to be successful, but I think the damage is already done, right? Like Kevin Hart, because he's such a big name and because he has such a pristine image, even though the cheating allegations in the past, like the crash, the stuff with the Oscars or whatever the case is, now it's fed the gossip tabloids about more rumored infidelity. And with someone like Kevin Hart, where his wife is so big into not only his content, but seemingly his presence as a celebrity, he can't just ignore people speculating and wondering, oh shit, yo, you was cheating on Nico again, blah, blah. It's going to force him to address it, or probably she's going to force him to address it. A lot of these chicks are going to be like, yo, you embarrassing me, like, you ain't going to say nothing about this, all that, like, nagging on that nigga ear. That nigga going to have to say something, you feel me? He going to have to be tearful again in my rib. You got to do that again. So, again, while I don't know how, Tasha K, I think as long as her name is attached to some drama, she feels vindicated. The personal assistant, I think she's the dumbest one of all. I don't think she's going to get anything. Even if she did get money, she's probably going to get brought through the ringer. She's going to be in and out of court for violating this NDA, or she's going to be forced to fork over, at the very least, if you ask me, that $90,000 that was paid to her over 3 years, which was part of a severance package, which came with an NDA saying, shut the fuck up. So we'll see how it goes. But I don't think Kevin Hart gets out of this unscathed, even though I agree with this method Rather than paying a ransom, you can't negotiate with terrorists. The first time you fucking pay off a terrorist or you pay for some shit or you pay off a thought, they'll go find another thought that got something else to say about you. You get what I mean? You got to put your foot down. And especially, hey, listen, everybody ain't perfect. I'm not saying it's cool for him to cheat on his wife if he did or not, but it's definitely not cool for somebody to be thinking they're swinging some type of, information over your head and think they could force you to get down or bow down to whatever level or whatever demands they have. So I'm glad that he sued. Also, here's the thing. Again, the story was going to get out because, obviously the story came out via the video, even though maybe a lot of people didn't see it. He does get the same chance he got with that story that came out about, remember that first extortion video with the threesome or whatever? He gets to beat this to the punch. He could get to clear this up way before. He has the loudest voice, right? He has the loudest voice. He has the platform to clear it up, and we'll hear you more than everybody else. So if I was him, I would take this as a win in a bad situation. You know what I mean? Still going to look a little bad, but fuck it. Right? Somebody says, Kevin is going to lose. Stay laced, by the way. Thank you. She says, Kevin's going to lose. You can't hide your wrongdoings. Well, could we talk about what's wrong that he did? Like, let's be honest. Can we talk about what's wrong that he did? Because, again, I just kind of went over the lawsuit. I didn't watch the interview of what's alleged. What did he do wrong? Now, you're going to probably say, well, he cheated. Come on. Bill Clinton cheated. I'm not saying cheating is okay. But private infidelity or affairs or whatever type of issue between a husband and a wife, for that to be used and dangling over somebody's head, that ain't cool. Y'all think that's cool? Somebody say it's going to cost him. Of course, everything's going to cost him. Somebody says his wife ain't leaving. His wife ain't leaving. Nah. Wife ain't going nowhere. Make no mistake about that. His wife ain't going nowhere. If anything, Kevin might just have to give her 2 more babies, but she's staying by. Stop playing. If you let a bitch named Aisha fuck up your whole situation, come on now. Wilson says that's wrong. He will win in court but lose in the public space, and that's what he cares about. Wilson, okay, no, I get you. Of course, I'm not saying this is a blanket win, but with someone like Kevin Hart, if you think that, he employs hundreds of people, if you think that if he had paid this money, right? And by the way, maybe, what probably happened? She probably was just like, yo, she ran out of money because he stopped paying her the $30,000 a year. And that girl probably came back and said, yo, I'm down bad right now. I need $15,000, Kevin. Like, what's good? And Kevin said, fuck you, or something like that. She goes to Tasha K. Tasha K is an expert finesser. Tasha K is going to hit him up like, yo, hey, I got the platform. I need $250. It was always going to be a story. You know what I mean? Like, I think some of y'all are trying to say that he could deal with people talking about his private affairs by just paying people off. I'm telling you, you will never pay off enough people. We're going through it with Diddy. Diddy paid off Cassie. You know what we keep saying? He should have paid her off sooner. Then we're like, damn, he should have paid off the bodyguard. Then we're going to say he should have paid off her best friend. Nigga, everybody got a piece of that story. You can't pay everybody off. So at a certain point, you have to take a stand. And I thought the way he handled it, I remember Kevin Hart with the when he came out with that video saying, I've been extorted. He had put it on his Instagram. Where was that fucking video at? Wait, is this like part of it too?
The machine you worked for.
Kevin's best friend, JT.
Y'all remember that video from back in the day? I remember him, like, I thought it was the most genius shit ever. Like, he just came, this right here. He just admitted to cheating. Like, fuck it.
To have financial gain
Right here.
in an environment. I'm at a place in my life where I feel like I have a target on my back. And because of that, I should make smart decisions. And recently, I didn't. You know, I'm not perfect. I'm not going to sit up here and say that I am or claim to be in any way, shape, or form. And I made a bad error in judgment and put myself in an environment where only bad things can happen, and they did. And in doing that, I know that I'm going to hurt the people closest to me, who I've...
Okay. And he essentially admitted that, you know, I cheated, blah, blah. Here's where I think that if I'm Kevin Hart, even before that cease and desist was sent, if he did in fact cheat on his girl, he should have been smoothing this shit over a while ago. Because number one, this really turns into something if she actually leaves him. Now, I don't think she'll leave him, but he should have been already behind the scenes. Baby, listen, it's going to come out public, so I'm going to let you know now. I fucked this bitch. The secretary, the one with the big booty ass. Yeah, the one with the BBL. Yeah, I fucked her. Okay? Let her get all her madness out. Take 2 months off. Bring her on vacation to some other shit, nigga. Rent the whole island out. Get her calm because this moment was going to come. And then when this moment comes, do the same little face you did and beat him to the punch. You ain't getting no $250,000 out of me.
Talk to and apologize to, being my wife and my kids. And I just, you know, it's a shitty moment. It's a shitty moment when you know you're wrong and there's no excuses for your wrong behavior. At the end of the day, man, I just simply got to do better. But I'm not going to also allow a person to have financial gain off of my mistakes. And in this particular situation, that's what was attempted.
And by the way, here's the thing too, right? You have to remember the personal assistant was around during this time when Kevin Hart was being extorted by a close friend, right? That person probably has some valuable insight in knowing how much Kevin cares, how much Kevin would have paid. Maybe there was a number that I think they had asked for 10 million. Like 10 million, like, yo, 10 million or you gonna tell the world I cheated? Hold up, let me go live. I cheated. Fuck that, 10 million. Like, bitch, yo, Cassie was getting...
I said I'd rather fess up to my mistakes.
Before we get started with the commentary,
Okay, so, hey, it is what it is. I want to see how he... Let me see if we could go to Diddy's page. Not Diddy, I mean Kevin Hart. For all the people in here who are just convinced like Kevin Hart's down bad, like, you know what I mean? What do you expected or what do you suggest he did? Now, is it Kevin Hart for real or something like that? Now, we have to be honest. Half of these guys who are really successful at a moment or another, they may have a moment of infidelity. Jay-Z even did it. You know what I mean? Like, come on. Let's stop acting like because you have so much money, it's really easy to not fuck up and cheat per se. If anything, having all that popularity, having all that wealth, having all that money, that power actually makes it easier. So restraint really is much, it takes way more restraint. And from time to time, players fuck up, right? Again, I know obviously there's certain women who are looking around like, damn, why would he do that to his beautiful wife? Okay, nobody's sitting here saying, hey, do that. But my boy fucked up. However, I do believe that because this personal assistant was around when somebody else tried to extort him, it's almost given the same, it's probably gave her ideas. And maybe her ideas went to Tasha K's ideas, right? In terms of extorting the nigga, maybe not asking for 10 million. Maybe the personal assistant said, yo, 10 million was wild, but I knew that nigga was definitely down to pay $1.5 million. Feel what I'm saying? So they came with that 250 number saying, nigga, we ain't asking for no 10 mil today. We just want 250. I keep telling you, like, and you might be like, damn, it's happening to Kevin Hart again. Certain shit, when people watch you go through it, it actually encourages other people to do the same to you, right? I keep telling y'all, like, I felt like after, like, Selena was like, yo, I'm gonna expose Ack, every chick that I've ever dealt with, when they don't get what they want, they all go to the let's expose Ack, right? And you could probably be like, well, it's also like a product of the girls you choose, this and third. Yeah, but they've seen it publicly. They've seen it. They're like, okay, yeah, he didn't look like he was having a good time when this bitch said this about him. I'll threaten to say that about him too. Right? So we'll see what happened. But I see a lot of y'all acting like Kevin Hart killed somebody. The fuck? Somebody said Kevin just stay single. They're not playing fair out here. Well, he has kids. And I will say this is why Kevin Hart has so much to lose, right? For example, I ain't shit. Obviously, I don't have the backing and probably the clean, pristine, family-friendly face as like a Kevin Hart. But with someone like Kevin Hart, it actually helps if you're married. It helps if you have that perfect little family. It helps, right? Like the Bachelor version of Kevin Hart, who's just fucking bitches all over the place. Like, put it like this: the marketable phase of a Kevin Hart versus even like I can't even say Michael B. Jordan. I'm trying to think of a nigga who just ain't shit. And Leo is out of this conversation because Leo is just Leo. But think of an actor who just. I'm trying to think. Y'all will probably figure out what I'm trying to say, but like, you'll give me an example. All right, I'll make this even simpler. Okay, let me bring the red pill community into it. Like, for example, the red pill community preaches don't get married. And by the way, I'm not a fan of marriage neither. But in certain type of fields of work, being married and having that family structure around you makes you so much more attractive and marketable. And I do believe that helps Kevin Hart. That does help Kevin Hart. You know what I mean? We're not talking about Kevin Hart from Paper Soldiers. We're talking about Kevin Hart, who's now in movies for children. Like, this is like, we're not talking about the really edgy guy who was just trying to get, black adults to fuck with him. We're talking about a nigga who could play a kid's character. So having a wife, kids, a complete family structure, not like 10 baby mamas all over the place on some future shit, that's attractive. So if you ask me, Kevin Hart gotta stay married. You know what I mean? Shit, go buy an island for your girl. Like, yeah, you gotta apologize, but you gotta stay married. It is what it is. Somebody says, somebody said they love Nick Cannon and he be cramming shit. Well, Nick Cannon is different. Nick Cannon was a child star himself. You see, we all love the child star that was introduced to us as a child star and never had one of them. What's that batshit crazy nigga from the one that like the Oshkosh Mushquash? Like, what's that nigga name? Never had that moment. You feel what I'm saying? Like, we love the child star that had grew up. They're a little corny, but like they still give you the good vibes. Like Nick Cannon could go on Nickelodeon and get slimed again. You know what I mean? Like, that's cool. He's never acted like a thug. He never tatted his face like, never try to be. That's why we accept Nick for Nick, even though I do think his family life isn't probably the most pristine shit, but that's the only edgy thing about him. Like, he stayed within that pocket. Like, somebody said Orlando Snow, Orlando Brown. Yeah, Orlando Brown. Like, everybody would have loved Orlando. Like for example, I just seen Shorty, and watch, people are going to switch on her a little bit too. Because when people get introduced to you, what's the name of that? Like, she used to look mad anorexic, like with big eyes. My bad. I ain't trying to clown her type shit. It was this girl. Like, what's her name? She was young. I seen her on Kai stream recently type shit. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Y'all know what I'm talking about? Like, I seen her on Kai stream. Sky. Yeah, Sky Jackson. Like, ain't she on Disney Channel or some shit like that? Like, listen, as long as she, like, plays that role as she grows up, people will forever love her. Now, if she get on some smut shit and start acting like a city girl or, like, motherfucking, what do you call it again? Sexy Red? Bro, you would be off her. Because, again, like, it's how you get introduced. That's why I'm saying Nick Cannon is good. Okay, let's get off Nick Cannon. Let's get off of this. The reason why I'm saying with Kevin Hart is that I do think him being married helps. And I know in certain philosophies, people like to, discount marriage, but it is a very way to, especially if you're a black face, to be off-putting. Like, you have a good family structure, wife, 2 kids. Everybody love that, 3.5 kids and a white picket fence type shit. I think he kind of gives that image off. Like, even, look, like, these days he's making videos like this, bro. Look. Like, this is why people love him at this point, right? Like, he's the cool dad, kind of he's transitioning into that, like, you could almost see him as like an uncle, right? Like, this is what he's doing, bro. Like, This image don't go well with, yo, I got 5 side chicks, I'm having mad orgies, I'm having threesomes, I'm fucking these bitches. No, that don't go with that image. So really, I'm just saying about the image. Somebody said 3.5 kids. Well, don't they say that's the amount? Or is it 2.5 for the typical family? Okay. Yeah, and then here's his wife coming. Damn, she looked happy that day. Who these niggas right here? These ain't his kids. These his kids? Wait. Yo, are these his kids? Nah, these ain't his kids. Look like grown ass niggas. Those his sons? Oh shit. That nigga got grown ass kids. Holy shit. Yeah. Well, even then, you know what I mean? And by the way, speaking of like, you know, optics as well. All right, now I know it's his kids. Imagine if this kid was on some King shit. You know how King like, yo, I'm from the hood. You know what I mean? I'm staying on business, going viral, getting arrested. If Kevin Hart's son was doing that, it would make the entire family look bad. What I'm trying to say is that the Harts it's almost, Kevin Hart turned it into almost like a family business, and the image sells, especially to middle America who likes that type of shit. It's the reason why you be seeing shows like Blackish and all them type of shit kind of like flourish, and also other type of shows, you know, there's a million white versions of that, where it just shows like a complete family, dad and mom in the house, you know, dad go to work, mom take care of the family, kids, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's kind of what people want to see. Nobody want to see like, this whole Christian rock shit is just ghetto shit. You have 2 baby mamas scrapping all the time. Nobody want to see that. Like, Nickelodeon won't be like, oh, this is great. This is great. Y'all scrapping all the time. One's missing a tooth. The other guy like, nah, nobody wants to see that shit. What they want to see is some pristine version of this. They would rather be white, but if it got to be black, they pick Kevin Hart. Okay? Okay, cool. All right, Kevin, I know you get past this. I know you'll get past this, my brother. But again, while I'm not defending his improprieties, what the fuck? I can't even speak today. If I'm not defending him cheating. I'm just glad that he's not being held hostage or being threatened or extorted. Because for the Diddies, we do have somebody like Kevin Hart who I can't see what he did wrong other than cheat. All right, let's move on to some